Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about power system protection module number 5. So module number 5 consisting of three topics. So one is fuses, protection against over voltages, motor entrance in power system protection. First we will see the what is the syllabus content of module number 5. So in first topic fuses, so in that you are going to learn about introduction of fuses, definitions of fuses, fuse characteristics, types of fuses, application of HRC fuses, selection of fuses and discrimination. And in second topic you are going to learn about protection against over voltages. So in that you are going to learn about causes of over voltages, lighting phenomena, wave shape of voltage due to lightning, over voltage due to lightning, kinematograph, magnetic link, protection of transmission lines against direct lightning strokes, protection of station and substations from direct strokes, protection against traveling waves, insulation coordination, BIL, that is basic impulse insulation level. And the last topic, modern trends in power system protection. So in that introduction, gas insulated substation, switchgear. So these are the syllabus of module 5. In this video especially you are going to learn about fuses, introduction of fuses, definition of fuses, fuse characteristics. So these are the three topics you are going to learn. So what is meant by fuse? So fuse is a very important device in power system. So fuse is a simplest form of device, and also you can call it as the simplest piece of thin wire connected in between two contacts, two terminals mounted on a insulated base and from the weakest link in series with the circuit. So this is about the fuse. So fuse is a simplest form and it is a small piece of thin metal wire. So we can call it as a strip. So it is connected between two terminals mounted on an insulated base. So it is a weakest link in series with the circuit. This is called fuse. And fuse you can also define as a, so fuse is a protective device used for protecting cables and electrical equipments against over voltages. So in our over voltages, over current comes, so fuse element can act as a protective devices, right? So how it will operate? So whenever abnormal conditions occurs, so when voltage or current exceeds the predetermined value, fuse element will melt and it will break the supply, right? So next one, fuse element. So fuse element melts when the circuit exceeds the some certain predetermined values. So predetermined values means some rated values. So current or voltage, if it exceeds, the fuse element will get melt, right? So that is about fuse and fuse element. Untraded current. So these definitions are very important, especially for competitive exams. Also these definitions will be asked. So rated current. So rated current of the fuse current. So it can carry, the fuse can carry without fusing, that is called without breaking or without melting, that is the rated current. And minimum fusing current. So minimum fusing current means so fuse can break the supply. So fusing current means so fuse can break the supply. So you have to remember rated current means without melting and fusing current with melting. So those two words if you have to remember for these two definitions. So minimum fusing current. So minimum fusing current at which the fuse element will melt. This means it will break the supply. Right. Next one, fusing factor. So is a one of important uh, ratio. So the ratio of minimum fusing current to rated current. The fusing factor is defined as the ratio of minimum fusing current to rated current. That is the fusing factor. Minimum fusing current divided by rated current is known as fusing factor. The fusing factor always more than unity. So this is also one of important condition here. So fusing current is always more than 1, right? And coming to the characteristics of fuses, so fuse should be cheapest and simplest. So and also you can call it as a oldest protective device in power system. So fuse characteristics should have very uh, uh, cheapest device, simplest and oldest protective device in power system. So it is used as a current interrupting device under over voltage or short circuit conditions. So it is used as um, interrupting device, and interrupting device means breaking device. So it is designed so that it carries a working current safely without overheating under normal conditions. So under normal conditions the fuse should not overheat and it should not melt. So to sufficient I square or heating when the current exceeds a certain predetermined value. So whenever current exceeds some specified value more than the specified value, so when it will occurs, when the situation will occurs is when abnormal conditions occurs, so caused by overloads or short circuits, so this interrupts the current. So whenever abnormal conditions occurs, that means the fuse is carries more than the predetermined value, so then the fuse element breaks the supply, so interrupt the supply, so it will overheat and it will get damage and break the supply. So that is about the fuse characteristics. So next one, if you see the graph, so this is a very important graph for fuse characteristics. So you can see here when the time exceeds or you can see current exceeds in y-axis. You can observe the current, and x-axis you can observe the time. So these are two are inversely proportional. When the current exceeds, the time taken for the fuse element melt is very less. When the current is decreased, time taken for the fuse element melt is increase. So both are inversely proportional. So here we can see when the current is 40 amperes, the time taken for melt the fuse is between 0.01 seconds to 0.1 second. When the current is 5 amperes, the time taken for the fuse element is 1 second. Similarly, we can see when the current is 2.5 amperes, the time taken for the fuse element melt is 100 to 1000, between 100 to 1000 seconds. So what we can conclude here, when the current is exceeds, the time taken for the melt, the time taken for the fusing is less. When the current is less, the time taken for the fuse is more. So this is about fuse characteristics. So this is one of important characteristics for fuse. Okay. right. So in next video, so we will discuss about types of fuses, applications of fuses, and selection of fuses, discrimination. So these four topics we will discuss in next video. Okay, thank you everyone.